So good evening, Shakti, the Secretary of Olympia Opaline Apartments. You look exhausted. It almost looks like you went for campaigning. I understand you met a lot of the candidates over the last 2 days. It's a great thing that your community threw open the doors to meet the candidates, which is a very important thing. Candidates should interact with the people that they ask votes from, and we should know what the candidates stand for before we vote. So I'm very happy that you took this initiative to invite them into your community. And knowing you, I know that all good protocols were observed, and you were able to do your interaction with them. Tell us about it. How
Absolutely,
has
sir.
been your last 2 days?
Yeah, good evening. To you, Mr. Harsha. You have been a kind of role model for us. Just wanted to share that openly and honestly. Okay, with all of us. See, it was really like when you had interaction with the MLA and MPs during the last couple of years election, that was really motivate us. Okay, so that was kind of a sparking point I could see for the larger communities like Opaline. See, we are 1,200 flats currently. If you look at because almost we could see that 6,000 people occupied, and we have been in this community from 2011. So it's almost 10 years right now. We are living in Olympia Opaline Flatterance, Olympia Opaline Navalur. The problems, as you said, the last 8 to 9 years, it has been really painful without a local body. So particularly for, basically we have to struggle for everything since, we didn't have any local leaders. So yeah, we know that, there are MLAs, MPs, but only thing is, who is actually approachable. Okay. So if you just, visit your neighborhood, you can really, get to know who is your Panchayat president and you can, or ward member. So you can just, put together your thoughts and, you can have a good, actually like, discussion and you can see, what is good, what is bad. But we have been struggling basically for basic water facilities. Okay, because since we are high-rise buildings in the OMR, the kind of problems that we struggle for a lot, water particularly, it's and the lorry strikes. It's been a long struggle for us. So we badly wanted these elections to be conducted so that we'll have our local leader who is actually approachable for us to meet, explain what is our day-to-day problem and can arrive at kind of short-term, medium-term, long-term solutions. So badly we are looking for this Panchayat elections. And since I said because you are a role model for conducting these kind of discussions, when the executive committee of Olympia Opaline has decided that we can try this kind of approach. Okay, basically we didn't want to do virtually because it's a kind of we are not sure because the ward members and the Panchayat presidents we are not sure how much of equipped with the technology and other things, right? So we wanted to have the person, and this is a COVID time. Okay, so we wanted to ensure that COVID protocols are followed, and we also informed the police about this kind of discussions happening. First of all, we had a challenges in convincing the candidates. Okay, so that's we faced a lot of challenges in convincing the candidates because they're first of all it's not that they don't want to meet the people because they have been meeting it very well within their local streets. The only thing is, okay, this is a high-rise apartment or this gated community. So how do we whether can we start in English or whether do they ask questions in different language, okay, or as usual Tamil. Okay, so the first of all, we arranged for only 2 candidates, particularly for our local Panchayat, there were only 2 candidates. Okay, for Navalur Panchayat presidents. So we met them personally. We just, exchanged a good conversation with them. We didn't give them a comfort level. We just tell them, what kind of, questions, they might, people like, might ask. And probably like, we just kind of, gave them kind of a demo. We could see that in a real tech world. Okay. So, and we clearly told, it will be, our own mother tongue Tamil. Okay. Because we are, from the local people. But if somebody, since in our community, we have, multiple languages, Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, okay, Kannada speaking people also. But if somebody is comfortable in their own language, let them ask. But we will, convert, into your understandable language, Tamil. Okay, if you're comfortable in English, if somebody is asking, then you can, explain. Otherwise, we'll put you into the Tamil. Then we will, basically convert them back. The only thing is, we gave them in a kind of a, comfort level. Okay, so first of all, that was a real challenge for first when we approached this, even till day for yesterday. Okay, this even yesterday we met one local panchayat leader who is standing. Then today we met. Okay, so it was a really at the just as I said, just finished 5 minutes ago the meeting. Okay, both the meetings went on for 2 hours, and really the candidates really loved it. Okay, that's a great success. So I can proudly say that we as a a cadet community, and as part of we as a part of OMRA, okay, we really wanted to try it with other communities, so that because people will come closer, so that they don't see the okay, oh, there he is an MLA MP. Okay, that's a little different. But here, okay, he is my next door person. So I can at my comfort zone, I can ask, okay, this is the problem, and he can able to probably like understand. Probably we exchanged our conversations in that manner. It's not that yes, who were the both the candidates we met, they were previous presidents. They served for 5 years in their roles as a panchayat presidents, and they were also able to explain what they did to the community and what they are going to do for. They also prepared a manifesto particularly for our gated communities like Opaline also. So that was a great thing. So at last it went on well, and both were comfortable. Yeah,
that's interesting. They tweaked their manifesto for gated communities. They had specific points to address for you.
Absolutely, that's correct. See, particularly about the water problem, right?
Yeah.
So the promises that we got from one candidate. So he said because he showed that few days back he showed the place where he is going to construct a well, particularly for our community, and he said because he will be able to serve. Okay, the other candidate said he already it was coming for a while. Actually, it was only hardly 5 days when we moved in 2011-12 period. But after that there are several changes. The water did not even a single drop were coming in, but we did and we escalated to district collector, and every time
I know.
very well, we together with your support, we went to media, and with the empty parts, and we were really asking plenty of questions to
we
the media.
tried everything, Shakti. We tried everything.
Absolutely.
We
together
now,
with Comra, we together everything possible from our end, but at last we did not get any success, right? That was a bad thing, but still we did not lose our heart, because we'll continue to fight. Okay, because we know that we pay our property taxes, and we are also part of that community or a village wherever we live, and we have right to get those facilities.
Amazing. I also heard that you had a VIP who came earlier today and who gave you a promise for one of your.
Absolutely. So it's good that yesterday we had MLA. Okay. So one good thing, Mr. I wanted to I point out that in our Tirupur MLA, Mr. S.S. Balaji. Okay, he gave a very good explanation about how many votes every individual have to cast. Okay, starting with the ward number, starting the next with Panchayat president and the union councillor and the district councillor. So actually he did not really, he came for one particular local candidates campaigning, but actually he explained in a very well way to people. Okay, this is what you have to vote, and what for these particular positions are really what is the purpose for that particular position. Okay, what they will do, what they can do. So it was amazing. Okay, sincerely, I through FOMRA and with your support, I really sincerely thank Mr. Balaji as well. Today, we had a great opportunity to meet our rural minister, Tamil Nadu rural minister, Mr. Anbarasan. Okay, he he really gave us a good news. Actually, we were struggling for years, almost 6 to 7 years. We got a big fight with the highways to reach the road. Actually, because if you look at from AGS, when the AGS started, okay, operational from 13 or so, we have been having several challenges to get into our community. Okay, there was a pathway. Okay, it's a really yeah, pathway is there, but it's all occupied with small shops. Okay, the daily pale puri, pani puri, dosa, idli, vada, you can get everything. Okay. So you don't
Except
need to,
space to drive your car,
absolutely.
right?
So where, we
Yeah.
have to, slowly cross through that, 5.5 to 6 feet, you have to, dance actually. Okay. So
Yeah.
not to hit anybody else, then, you have to reach apart. But then when you go out also to reach to Navalur Junction, again, it's a struggle. There are a lot of shops, it came up, and, they will be occupying, some of the space. Okay. Then, we also, escalated to several levels, but, we did not get,
And
great.
your water tankers also have to
Absolutely.
navigate this same
Absolutely.
small lanes.
Absolutely. So they
It's
also,
something that we've spoken about. I've also spoken about this to Balaji several times. But I'm glad that today you had someone
correct.
come there, made a few phone calls, and looks like
Absolutely.
there is some hope in sight.
Absolutely.
Maybe
Yeah,
next
within a
week
week,
we can drive right into your gate.
absolutely. So that's a
Yeah.
fantastic, news. That's a great success, for us. Minister Mr. Anbarasan promised that, he will be able to, support us in this activity within a week time. Considering the, election protocol and other things.
So
So
this actually brings a very funny question, Shakti, because we are talking about local body polls. We are saying that local leaders only can solve our problems, and here we have an MLA and a minister who solve the problem. But
absolutely. But this
yeah,
is
I understand. I
yeah,
understand that this had to be escalated to such a level,
correct.
but
Correct.
and we had to wait for so long. And if we had had a local representative, I'm sure this whole process would have been shorter and sweeter.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what
So
minister
yeah,
also explained. Whether did you try, and we showed all the evidences in the last 7 years. How many letters, how many emails, that we circulated to the concerned department, and we did not get much of a support. And the kind of minister is, he actually took a tour of our complex. Okay, so he really understood the pain. Every day, we have to go through, because he came from the Navalur Junction. So he really understood that, to reach this apartment, and there are, 5,000 to 7,000 people, there's 1,200, apartment community, it's a real pain. So he really showed really empathy to us, and, he really supported us. That, we sincerely thank him through you again, Mr. Harsha.
so yeah. So what was the other points that you spoke with your candidates? How do you see them? Do you think that 10 days from now, once the results are out, they would be just as approachable as they are now? Or I mean, at FOMRA, we have always believed that we need to have an interaction, whether it is the MP elections, Tamilachi, and now with
Great.
SS Balaji and Arvind Ramesh, when we had interactions with them before the elections, we knew what they stand for, and we made informed choices. So, are you now informed enough to make your choice?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because we had candidates came up, really come up with their own thoughts. Okay, what as a village, okay, as a Navalur village, what they can do for the entire community, entire village, and particularly for Opaline, what they can do. And as we had a small meeting previously with them, explaining our, we have given it's a 10 points. Okay, so we told them, and what is possible within near, medium, and the 4 points. So okay, there are some of the challenges, like the garbage, the Buckingham Canal. There are plenty of garbage on the
Yes.
Buckingham Canal. When we moved in 2011, we submitted one report to our IAS officer, Mr. Ponnayan, when Navalur was part of Kanchipuram. Okay, so we gave all the pictures when it was actually boating, it was going, and a lot of birds and other things. We showed all the visuals and the photos. He was really amazed. So we showed in the current situation also. Okay, it's all occupied with it's kind of dump yard. Okay, so and whenever they clean, that's all. Like our community have to I don't know what kind of breathing problems in our kids and our elders gone through. It was really a pain. So this one actually, like they promised that Navalur, whatever that garbage they are collecting it, they will not be able to they will not put this, and they will have their own arrangements. The one party said they will have a tie-up with Chennai Metro Corporation to dump it in the other yard. Then one gentleman said because they will be able to create some kind of garbage collection or kind of one more media to do some kind of other ways. So it's a kind of promises they made, and also we have recorded. Okay. So the only thing, and we told them we will be recording this conversation. It's not that because it's a kind of threatening, and it's for us to have good communication after that also. Okay, just wanted to record that, and we wanted to be have a smooth relationship after that. So whoever wins lose, that's a different thing. Okay, but we also told that we will not really support not a single party, but yes, and people we wanted people to listen to both the candidates and let them choose whom they really feel like they will be able to support their needs. So we did a open conversation on this, and I'm sure can our people like Opaline people, okay, it's almost 1,000 votes. Okay. So within it's the largest within the Opaline, so within Navalur, so they will be able to make a definite decisions with those commitments what there, and it was easy communication for both the candidates. Okay, that we could see that comports on between with both the candidates with the residents. That's a good sign. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great that you recorded these conversations and minute this thing and keep it with you.
Yeah, sure.
Also, I like the fact that you have taken pictures or before and after kind of pictures of the Buckingham Canal. This helps. This is a point that I keep stressing in all communities, that unless we show the officials, repeated offenders and repeated thing, unless we have that data, on the 21st they dumped water, 23rd, 27th, unless we can say specific things instead of daily varuvanga sir, poduvanga sir, that kind of vague
Yeah,
statements which are mostly driven by emotion. Unless you can put facts and numbers and figures and photographs to
absolutely.
it, you won't see any action. So I'm glad that you guys are
Yeah, yeah.
doing that. Very nice. What's planned for the next 2 days? 2 more days of campaigning?
Next 2 days, actually, yeah, the real challenge is, that's the one that, both the candidates promised. Actually, like, we are almost 1,000 people, like, who have, a right to vote. But only thing is, we are not in one ward or two wards. We have, 6 wards. It's been split into all 6 wards. Okay, 150 people in one ward, 50 people in another ward. There are around 300 people in another ward. So the only thing is, people are a bit confused. Okay, so within one family, husband will be having one ward, or what in one ward, and wife will be having different one, and father will be in different ward, mother will be in different ward. So that's a kind of tough situation. Okay, so actually, like, we should have taken up when we known, because this is the first time after we moved to community, we came to know about this kind of a challenges, because when we voted for MP and MLA election, we didn't face these kind of a problems.
Yeah,
but this time, so really next 2 days, okay, in our association office, okay, we have asked 2 persons to take the in charge, okay, within our own staffs, okay, to give a clarity. So we already shared the URL, so if they enter their voter ID, they could able to easily understand which ward they are in. Okay, then which number it is, so that they can get easily the booth slip, and they can get into, or they can show that image to the polling officer, and they can do. So we appointed 2 persons to support the residents. Okay, and we have a monitor in each and every. We have 10 towers, and every tower has some own monitors. So we'll be keep on going through this kind of please vote, please vote. That, so we know everybody says including the candidates, gated community, nobody will come for vote. Okay. Yeah. So we wanted to make a change, okay, within ourselves. Okay,
brilliant.
We wanted to have people come and vote, whoever they feel like they can really feel like they're good candidate and deserving candidate. So then 2 days, probably like doing through rounds of please vote, and kind of what URL they need to check for. And association office also, we have kept the entire voters list for all the 6 wards. So in case if somebody feels they can go, and only thing is problem of finding a photo. The photo, even my photo, it looks little different in the voter list. Okay, so it's a real challenge for us. But we believe next 2 days is going to be kind of educating people and supporting people, because the Navalur village administrative office expressed the concern to us. They said they couldn't able to complete not even 1,000 votes, because it's all split between several wards. So they have a real challenge. The VO office spoke to me today morning. They said, sir, so we need your support. So we executive committee, we discussed on this. We said, okay, let's internally support our people by extending support for 2 days. So we'll be able to at least support the people. Okay, you are in 2nd ward, you are in 3rd ward, you are in 4th ward. These are the symbols available, and particularly for ward members, they are a bit confused again. Okay, the Panchayat president elections, the union councillor and the district council, they're very clear. Okay, those two belonging to parties, the
Political parties, yes.
Political parties, and Panchayat president, we have only two candidates, and both of them really visited our campus and they explained about symbol. The only for ward members, even a couple of ward members, they joined yesterday and today as well. Okay, so they explained about their name and symbol and other things, but still we do see some challenges because the symbols are getting repeated between, and every within the family itself we are split into different wards.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So that kind of education we wanted to bring in next 2 days to have have our people to come and vote. That is what we are striving.
Oh, this is brilliant. I mean, after doing all this, if somebody does not go and vote, then something is really wrong. You've facilitated so many aspects and things. But going forward, I think, Shakti, we should work with the Election Commission to sort this out, because it doesn't make sense to me for a part of a family to be representing different wards. I mean, voting for different wards. So I think we will represent that. Let these elections be done. I mean, this is the first time we are hearing about it also, because we haven't seen local body elections in a long time, and I don't think we remember these nitty-gritties. Good point. Let's handle that post these elections. Let's address that issue. I'm sure this is the same problem in all the other gated communities on OMR. So it's a common problem. Let's address that. At least, if 2 towers or 3 towers can be designated to a ward, at least you'll see some results with the people, right? So
and our people can be eligible to be a ward member, right? So at least you elect, so you have a representation within your community itself, right? Yeah.
Anybody contesting from your building?
No, so far no. Not in this election, but well, definitely when we have couple of votes in next within next 5 years, definitely I think people would come forward. That's what we aim for.
We should show some action and we should show some results.
Absolutely.
And then that will convince honest, hardworking people to get into politics and make use of the power that is there of the Panchayat Raj, and let's do that.
True, Arsha. True.
Any other thoughts, Shakti?
No.
Or you're just too exhausted and you're thinking about the next 2 days?
No, it was continuous, last few weeks. But the only thing is we were little, there are so many people said, you guys are taking so much risk on this. Okay, so it will not go well. People will not come. Okay, so really people showed, kind of, I cannot say that it's a, excellent, we got excellent result. Okay, at least kind of a fair result, fair number of people came down. So that's what we used to see, continue with the mic, please come down, because most of the people sit in the balcony. Okay, because the place where we conducted, it's most of the 4 or 5 towers are really they can say from their balcony. So they were sitting in the balcony and they were watching it. The only thing is, I cannot say that it's 100% success, but it's a we have given a fair chance to the candidate to meet the people, and for us also we have really got a good meeting with the people to understand their thoughts, and at least a good number of people came down and listened to the candidates, and they also asked good questions actually. So it was really good questions came up. So we are really happy with that results.
Excellent job, Shakti. Let's keep the tempo going for the next couple of days. And I know it's just the adrenaline that's pushing you. Keep that going. All the best. And let's discuss on 12th what the results are. And either way, I can tell you, you are now in touch with the people who take decisions in your area. And that's the most important part. Whoever wins, it doesn't matter to us. All the best. Thank you so much.
Also, sincerely thanking you for, the great support you have been doing, in favor of FOA. It's a lot of time, because, we understand we are professionals, right? Because we have our own job and we have our family, kids, their education and other things. But on top of this, because, coming forward for serving, community is a, real great thing. And sincerely thanking you for, supporting.
We are all doing it together, Shakti. We are all doing it together. Right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shakti. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.